From hustling on the street to wholesaling houses, making $14,500 on his very first deal. How did my man out of Houston do it? Well, you know what you need to do. Stand by. Let's get it.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Hello guys, this is Ty, aka the Flip Man, and today we have a special guest, my man Lupi out of Houston, Texas. Getting it in Texas. Seemed like I may have had more interviews in Texas than anywhere. But big state, a lot of opportunity, a lot of people getting it in. So, but he's here to share his story on how he's making this happen, even in this COVID and before. So what's going on, my man?
Nothing much. How you doing?
Oh, I'm super tight, man. So what I like to always do, man, is just try to get some background on where you were before you started trying to pursue this real estate thing, and where you know, what led you up to how, I guess, and I'm not the only thing in the game or whatever as far as information, but how you came about finding my info, and we'll just go from there. But just take us back to how you possibly, what you were doing before real estate, and give us a background to leading up to that.
So basically, before real estate, I was in the street life. You know, I was in the street life, and I was an active gang member on top of that. So yeah, I was going through a lot of struggles with actually getting myself together as an individual and making the proper decisions that would prepare myself, you know, into the right direction as a not only as an entrepreneur but as growing up as a man itself. So yeah, man, I come from a different type of background. Never had a 9-to-5. And never had a real job, but I come from a long list of entrepreneurs. A lot of people in my family are entrepreneurs, so I was brought up under entrepreneurship.
Okay, so so you really already had an entrepreneur mindset, because that's basically what you are when you're out here grinding for any type of business opportunity, whether it's real estate, doing hair, or lawn care, or software development, everything in between, or whatever. So right. What led you to real estate? Guys, guess what? I had to interrupt you, but it's here. The app, Dare You Later, aka PropStream, is now available for Apple and Android. This is a game changer. You've been asking for it. I've mentioned it a couple of times. The app is here. I know you can't really see anything here with the glare from my lights, but it is available. So if you already got it, all you got to do is just go to whatever device you have, whether it's Android or an Apple phone, iPhone, or whatever, and download it from their app stores or Google Play or whatever. But if you did have it and you dropped it, you need to get it back. This is awesome. It is awesome, right? I've been waiting on it. I know you all have been waiting on it, so you gotta get it. So the PropStream app is available. Please go to my site, dareyoulater.com, where you can get the 5-day free trial. Plus, we'll have a training video on this coming soon, probably within the next day or two after this video. It's gonna show you all the great features that it offers. So again, you can get it now, guys. The app is available. Dare You Later, aka PropStream. Back to regular programming.
So what really led me to real estate, to be honest with you, Ty, and everybody out there watching, I almost lost my life a couple of times, and that's what actually led me to real estate. I almost lost my life. I almost got killed, like shot. I was actually in the middle of a gang war, so I almost got killed a couple of times, and it was like epiphany hit me, you know, and I said, hey man, it's that time, and I like the time is now. And what I decided to do was stop in my tracks. Exactly everything that I was doing, everything that I had going on, I stopped in my tracks. And then I had a vision out the blue while being up one late night. I seen an infomercial on real estate from a fortune builders event, and that's what got me in the frame of mind that's saying, hey, you know, now's the time, and real estate is it.
Okay, so how old were you when that happened?
It was a little bit before this time last year, basically probably about July, the end of July when it hit me. And you know, I went in and went to the Fortune Builder class or whatever, the seminar where they get you, you know, gas.
But you did the free one, then the $300 one, or what?
So I went to the free one first. You know, I was up that late night and it hit me. I said, man, let me go ahead and sign up for it now. Like 4 in the morning. The thing was that next morning. So I signed up for it and went to the hotel to the seminar. It was the free one. And they have you to sign up for the what they called it a class at first, but it was actually a workshop, you know, by the second day. So I actually signed up for that, and it was a 2 to 3 week time frame that was in between that, where it was just free time. So when I did the little free thing, the free seminar, I actually, you know, started looking up different things on YouTube, came across your channel and a few more people, but yours was you know, was really sticking out. You was giving a lot of real information, and that's one of the things that really propelled me, man. So I had went about a couple of your shirts, and I ended up starting just really, for real. I had bought a couple of your shirts and stuff like that, and was taking my notes and basically getting prepared with the people from YouTube, getting prepared for the actual class, but it ended up being a workshop. So man, that time I was just gathering that information so I wouldn't go to the class not knowing anything. And when I got to the class, I figured out that it really wasn't a class. It was a sales pitch to, you know, help you
to the next level.
To get you to that next level. So you know, that, man, I'm sitting in there that Friday at the what they call the class, but it was really a workshop or whatever. Sitting there, they didn't really give me much information that I really needed, because majority of the information and the notes that I went in there with, I had got them from off YouTube and stuff like that. So I came in there, you know, with my mindset on gathering more information to add on top. So when I just figuring out I really wasn't getting information, I started figuring out as the next day came that the class had got smaller. And then that Sunday, the class had got even more smaller. So I was like, man, where everybody going? So
I guess they just figured out, like you figured out on Friday. This is just a sales pitch. It's a 3-day sales pitch.
They figured it out faster than me, because I didn't know that it was a projector screen calling names. So it was calling names or whatnot. So I asked one of the speakers that hold the mic, you know, what was the screen for? He's like, you didn't sign up for the mastery program. So
they had already signed up.
Yeah, that's why the classes was getting. So let me tell you the story. Hey, let me tell you the story, man. So he said, yeah, go ahead and sign up. And I said, okay. So I went and signed up for the mastery thing, so they can call me to the back and explain to me about the mastery program or whatnot. So by the time they got
that ticket. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So by the time they actually called me to the back, you know, I was cool, and I went to the back, and guy was talking to me, asking me a few questions. At this moment, you know, like I had just got my first credit card after I left from the seminar and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me get me a credit card. That was my first credit card I ever had. I'm used to dealing with cash, so I'm sitting in there, and he was asking me about my credit. I was like, no, I really don't have no credit. I just got a credit card, and I was like, but I got cash though. So he was like, okay. So he was like, do you have 30,000? I was like, yeah, I got like 15 on me. So I was actually sitting in the class. I had like $5,000 in each pocket and $5,000 in my backpack. I had a little over 15 grand on me. So I was like, okay, but that, you know, I wasn't expecting to, you know, get nothing from the what's name. That was just walk around money. So I was like, okay. I got 15 on me, and I do have the other 15. I like, so what's up? You know, what I'm gonna be able to get? You know, so he was like, you get a mentor. I like, I get a mentor. He's like, yeah, and you can actually call them whenever you want, run your deals by them. Then you get a whole tie database and stuff like that. So I was like, so I don't get a house or something that I can sell. Usually when I put that type of money up, I'm expecting to get something where I can sell it. I was like, well, I don't get the house, nothing. He was like, no, you just get the mentor and the programs and stuff we use, software. I was like, so I was like, I don't even get. I'm still a whole nother person. I wasn't even Lupi G yet. So Ty, I say, I don't get to know where his mama stay at or nothing. He say, nah, this is not for you, brother. He say, you need to go to Amazon and get these books right here. Nah, this is not for you. You're past this stage. so he wrote down the books that I needed, and I left. I ain't even do the whole Sunday. I say, man, I don't know what to do. Mama stay. He said,
oh boy,
we gotta get you out of here. So man, I left from there and basically hit the ground running, man. I knew to go to the courthouse and stuff like that, so I wore your shirt to the courthouse down here for the auction where they do the pre-foreclosures and stuff. So I took your shirt, I put your shirt on, and went to the auction or whatever, tried to build me some buyers and let them know that I was out here and I was gonna be looking for properties and stuff like that. But man, things didn't take off for a good little while. Start putting out bandit signs out here. Houston is super big, so putting out bandit signs really wasn't a thing to do unless you're like being consistent and you homing in on one area, you know. Like out here is way too big to do a 100 signs here 1 week, 100 signs there 1 week. You're not gonna get any type of traction and or calls, not from somebody that's seriously thinking about selling their property. So I was kind of all over the place.
So let me ask you. You say you it took you a little while to get going, you know, because you like say you was all over the place. You wasn't sure what was going to work. Well, what a couple of months? What do you think?
No, so after the workshop, I didn't get my first deal until January.
So when was the workshop?
The workshop was in August. It was like at the end of August. So it was the seminar like in July, the end of July. Then the workshop was like in August. So once I left from there, my thing was to try to, do everything in reverse, get the buyers and all that stuff. I was doing everything in reverse. And then I started learning about trying to pull leads. So I was doing everything basically kind of like the hard way until I found out about driving for dollars. And that's when everything made sense to me. Driving for dollars really made the most sense. And man, that's when things start taking off.
Okay, so how did you find you remember your first deal?
Oh yeah, man. I remember my first deal, man. So my first deals, man, came in January. I had actually got the deal machine out, and that's why you see me with this shirt on right here, because I actually came up with this shirt, and I actually did the commercial with deal machine. That first commercial, like that was me up in there with that I'm a deal machine. So man, I got out deal machine and deal machine people houses. And
I ain't hating competitive, but hey, it is what it is. We go with what works. I normally have my deal shirt on, but whatever.
We rocking with them too. We rocking with them.
No, I'm just tripping. There's enough money out here for everybody. But go ahead though.
So January came. I'm hitting the ground running. I was still trying to learn how to pull a list. From the deal you later, I was trying to learn how to pull the list. You was giving out real game, but man, that drive for dollars out here was super serious, man. And actually getting out the car and talking to people. So that's how I landed my first few deals, was actually driving.
Let's talk about your actual first deal. Let's get in there, because that's important to a lot of people on how that came about for you.
Right. I was driving for dollars, and I was deal machining houses, and I seen a house with a big hole in the roof, and a guy and a lady was sitting outside. So some told me to get out, give them a business card. So
they were sitting outside the house with the hole in the roof?
Right, so it is in Third Ward, which is a legendary, predominantly black neighborhood that they're gentrifying as of right now. And what they're doing, they're taking 5,000 square foot lots and building 3-story townhouses up, and they're putting 3 of them on one 5,000 square foot lot. And right on the side of this lady house is what they were building. So I had to stop, you know, because they're building up all around her. So I got out to talk to her, ask her would she consider accepting the cash off on the property. The house wasn't livable. Like she's like my grandmother, and I wouldn't want my grandmother to stay in that house, man. It was a hole that big.
They were living there,
right? She was. So I was actually showing somebody how to drive for dollars, and I got out and give them a business card. And the guy country was like, I don't stay here. She's not gonna leave. She's like, nah, baby, I ain't going nowhere. That house is gone there, and she's not there. But yeah, she said she wasn't going nowhere at the time. And big country say, man, I can take you around the corner. I know about 3 people who want to sell right now. I say, hey man, let's walk around this corner. Okay. So we walked around the corner. The young lady that was out, I was teaching to drop $1. I say, just drive the car, I'm gonna walk with him. So I walk with him around the corner. We walked around the corner to a 10,000 square foot lot, which was a real estate attorney lot. We had not only that, he had the people next door had 2 different houses, and they had a lot. And then the big country was actually staying on another part of the 10,000 square foot lot, which was like a whole nother 7,600 square foot lot.
Okay.
So it was a triplex. So it was like a L-shaped lot space with like 17,000 square foot with a triplex on it. Then it was like 3,300 or something like that worth another 2 properties. So he called one guy out while he was calling the real estate attorney. That guy came out. We got his 2 properties under contract. He had 2 houses back to back. One of them was considered a tear down, but it wasn't, because somebody ended up redoing that. And then the real estate agent ended up picking up and was saying, yeah, we'll sell it. So that's how I inked the first 3 deals.
So you got 3 deals at one time?
Yeah, at one time. So it was,
how did you negotiate? Well, give us the numbers on them. Like, I guess individually, like, what was the ARV? What did you get them on the contract for?
So those deals didn't close. The only one that closed by a memorandum. So my first 3 deals, I didn't even close first. The first one I closed was the one I sent you the check for, where I got 14.5. So. Right, so I have
explain what you mean, because they're not going to understand what you mean by that.
So I had 3 properties under contract, which was my first 3 deals. So I had 2 properties under contract with one seller, and then I had another property under contract, which was the 17,600 square foot lot with the triplex. So those was 2 different deals. Those was 3 different deals. So the actual person that had 2 different properties, we end up having to put a memorandum on there because he tried to go behind our back and sell the property. So we put a memorandum on there and stepped back because he wouldn't allow us the opportunity to perform. The other lot, it was way overpriced, so we didn't get a chance to sell that. And then that time I got another property under contract that was on the street after my grandmother's house. And that's the house that I end up closing on first, while I was waiting on my first and second deal to close.
But they never happened.
They
did happen?
Right. So the 2 memorandums, they closed.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is that you ended up, so that was the first house you put on the contract, but the actual first house you closed was a house behind your grandmother's house.
Was my 4th deal.
It was your actual, yeah, I'm saying, which one did you close first? Your grandmother's? The one behind your grandmother?
Right. That's the one I closed first.
Okay, that's the one you made 14.5 on.
Correct.
Okay, so how did you go about getting that deal?
So I actually was driving for dollars when I got that deal, and from there I traced it, and then I had made the phone calls. So it ended up being an absentee owner. It was a property that I was very familiar with, like my whole life, but we never knew who the owner was, but we knew who had stayed there. So one thing about it, the guy that stayed there, he ended up passing away. So I end up finding out that Jerry had died through the brother when I cold called the brother. So when his name came up in the list and the phone rung, I already knew about the house. So it was easy for me to build a rapport and talk to the guy about the house, ask him about what happened to Jerry and things like that. Okay. So with this property right here, this guy ended up being like 37 to 40,000 in back taxes, delinquent taxes. Ooh. Right. And then this was one of those properties where it's an heirship of affidavit property also. So the dad had died like in the 80s, and man, there was no will.
Yeah, what he means by that, the dad didn't have a will, and so you had to. I'm assuming he was the only heir left.
Right. So as far as the heirship of affidavit with this property, how this went, the dad actually got killed, and the property never got turned over. As far as title, never got passed to anyone. So it was still basically like it was a dead guy's property. Yeah. But with this situation is if he have kids, then it has to go through the proper channels, which is the heirs. So with that being said, you would have to get everyone to sign off on it, saying that it's okay, and they approve of selling the property, whether they're getting a percentage or not. They have to put their approval on it for the property to move and or get sold. And the heirship of affidavit has to be signed by all the heirs, meaning all the remaining children or whatever that's left. Especially with him not having a will. So that was some paperwork I had to get taken care of, because now the brother had passed away and things like that. It really wasn't nobody left. So
what were the numbers on it?
So the property was valued, like, after the ARV was right at around 140 to 150. It was a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. But it had a 2-car garage, which boosted the value up a little bit, because most houses was either a 1-car garage or they didn't have a garage at all, and they was a little smaller. So all he really wanted was a couple grand.
No, because he owed so much in back taxes.
Right, but he didn't really know what the potential of the property would do, and then he stayed in Dallas.
Okay.
So I was like, man, huh?
What did you end up wholesaling it for?
So I end up selling a property for like 67.5 or something like that. So I end up making 15 grand off the deal. But the guy ended up having, when the title commitment came back, there was like some extra charges for attorney fees or whatnot that came up. It was like a $500 fee. The guy didn't want nothing but like $2,000. So when it knocked it down to $1,500, I was like, man, I might as well give him the other, that $5, to keep my word with him, as far as giving him the $2,000, even though it was gonna come out my portion, But hey, like, I was getting that much, and he was only getting $2 grand, so it was working for me. Plus, I had to get on the road, so man, I had to close this deal, man. So this being my first. I actually drove and took the closing papers almost all the way to Dallas, just so they wouldn't have to be shipped back overnight and all that stuff, because it was like a Friday or something like that. It was Thursday, so I didn't want to mail them to him. He had to mail because you need the real documents, So I was like, man, I'm finna get on the road. So man, I jumped on the road, man, and drove out there from Houston, then almost to Dallas, man, to get those closing docs signed, just so I can hand deliver them to my escrow agent so we can close. I didn't even want to wait till Monday. So that's how my 4th deal closed first.
Okay. All right. That's your 4th property on the contract closed first, I guess, technically. Yeah. What's up, man? I really, really appreciate you reaching out to me, and we finally getting this in, man. And guys, hey, no matter your background or whatever, if you want to do something, you have to number one, educate yourself. He could have easily given up after that seminar or whatever. It didn't hit for him immediately or whatever. But, if you're a grinder, you're a hustler, you believe, it works. We just not out here just putting this stuff out here. Not like we have a big convention area and say, hey, this is what we're going to tell the people, man. This stuff works, man, or whatever. So make sure you educate yourself, whether it's through me or whatever sources or whatever. More importantly, The knowledge is worthless if you don't put it into action. So, and just understand it's okay to make mistakes. That's one of the great things about it. It doesn't make you homeless, or it shouldn't, or whatever, because you have methods that you can do free as driving for dollars to actually find deals. It may take a little longer that way, but you're gonna have to have patience in real estate anyway to succeed. So again, man, we really appreciate you sharing your story with us. And like I always say, guys, we'll see you on the flip side.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.